Why education is a lifelong process. Think about the greatest minds, the most successful people, the ones who always seem to be ahead of everyone else. What do they all have in common? It's not just that they worked hard. It's that they never stopped learning. The most dangerous mindset you can have in today's world is the belief that education ends when you graduate, that once you've been trained for a job, you can stop growing, that you already know enough to succeed. Because here's the truth. The world doesn't care about what you learned 5 years ago. It cares about what you know today. Every industry is evolving. Skills that were valuable a decade ago are now obsolete. Companies are automating, outsourcing, and replacing people who refuse to adapt. The only way to guarantee long-term success is to keep upgrading yourself, constantly, deliberately, and aggressively. And yet, the majority of people never do this. They don't read. They don't invest in new skills. They don't challenge their own thinking. They go through life believing that experience alone will carry them forward, when in reality, experience without growth is just repetition. Meanwhile, the top 1%, the ones who dominate their fields, who stay in demand no matter how much the world changes, they treat education as a daily habit. They understand that success is not about what you already know. It's about how fast you can learn. And that's why they always win. The power of daily learning. Why 10 minutes a day can change your life. Most people think they need a degree, a certificate, or years of study to stay ahead. But the truth is, it's the small daily habits that make the biggest difference. Learning is like investing. The earlier you start, and the more consistent you are, the more powerful the results. Imagine two people. One person stops learning after college. They work the same job, do the same tasks, and rely on the same knowledge they gained years ago. The other spends just 10 minutes a day reading, listening to audiobooks, or studying something new. Fast forward 5 years. One of them has grown exponentially, gained new skills, and unlocked opportunities they never thought possible. The other, stuck in the same place, wondering why they aren't moving forward. That's the power of daily learning. You don't need to spend hours studying every day. You just need to make it a habit. The key is consistency. The most successful people in the world don't learn when they feel like it. They make learning a non-negotiable part of their routine because they know something most people don't. The best opportunities don't go to the hardest workers. They go to the smartest learners. How this audiobook will keep you ahead of 99% of people. This audiobook isn't just about motivation. It's about strategy. It's about giving you the exact tools you need to become the kind of person who never falls behind, no matter what changes in the world. Each chapter is designed to be practical, actionable, and immediately useful. No fluff, no complicated theories, just real tested strategies that work. By the end of this audiobook, you won't just understand why lifelong learning is important. You will have the exact blueprint to make it a part of your life, permanently. The hidden secret of the world's most successful people. Still not convinced? Look at the world's greatest achievers. Entrepreneurs, investors, athletes, artists. They all have different talents, different skills, different industries. But there's one thing they all have in common. They never stopped learning. Elon Musk built companies in multiple industries, not because he started as an expert, but because he taught himself everything he needed to know. Warren Buffett reads for hours every single day because he knows that knowledge compounds like interest. Oprah Winfrey credits her success to her relentless pursuit of learning. Kobe Bryant studied the game obsessively, always finding new ways to improve, even at the height of his career. If they need to keep learning, why would you ever stop? Your choice. Fall behind or stay ahead? Right now, you have two options. You can be like most people, coasting through life, relying on outdated knowledge, watching as others surpass you. Or you can be like the top 1%, committing to daily growth, constantly expanding your mind, and ensuring that you never fall behind. This audiobook is going to show you how. The only question is, are you ready to use it? Chapter 1. The Mindset of Lifelong Learning. There is a reason why some people seem to excel in every area of life, while others remain stuck in the same cycle for years. It's not luck, it's not intelligence, it's not even opportunity. The real difference? How they think about learning. Most people believe that education ends when they receive a diploma, as if knowledge has an expiration date. They celebrate the end of school as if they've just completed a lifelong journey. But the reality is, that's where real education begins. If you stop learning the moment you step out of formal education, you're already falling behind. And the worst part? You don't even realize it until it's too late. Think about it. The world is changing at a pace we've never seen before. New technologies are emerging, industries are evolving, and skills that were once valuable are becoming obsolete overnight. If you're not constantly updating your knowledge, sharpening your skills, and expanding your mind, you're unknowingly digging yourself into a hole that gets deeper with each passing day. While you stay the same, the world moves on, leaving you behind. And this is where the 1% pull ahead. They don't just accept change, they thrive in it. They see learning not as a requirement, but as a privilege, an opportunity, and most importantly, a lifelong commitment. This chapter is about reshaping your mindset. It's about breaking free from the outdated belief that learning is something you do in school, and realizing that education is a never-ending process. It's about understanding that the most successful people aren't the ones who know the most. They're the ones who are constantly learning. If you can adopt this mindset, you will separate yourself from 99% of people. You will become adaptable, resourceful, and always a step ahead. So, the question is, are you ready to break free from the herd and think like the 1%? Let's begin. 1. Fixed versus growth mindset, the battle that defines your future. What if I told you that your entire life, your success, your failures, your opportunities, can be traced back to one simple thing? How you think about intelligence and ability. This isn't some motivational cliche. It's backed by science. Psychologist Carol Dweck discovered that people operate under one of two belief systems, a fixed mindset or a growth mindset. People with a fixed mindset believe that intelligence, skills, and abilities are set in stone. They think, I'm either good at something or I'm not. Or, I've never been a math person, so I won't even try. When they fail, they see it as proof that they weren't meant for something, rather than an opportunity to grow. They avoid challenges because they don't want to look stupid, and as a result, they stay exactly where they are, year after year. On the other hand, people with a growth mindset see failure as feedback, challenges as opportunities, and effort as the key to improvement. They understand that skills are developed through practice, intelligence can be expanded, and mastery comes from persistence. They ask themselves, how can I get better? Instead of, am I good enough? And that small shift in thinking is what allows them to evolve continuously while others remain stuck. If you want to be ahead of 99% of people, you must develop a growth mindset, because nothing will serve you more in the long run. Every time you find yourself thinking, "I'm just not good at this," add the word "yet" to the end of the sentence. I'm not good at this yet. That small change will rewire your brain to see learning as a process rather than a limitation. 2. Embracing curiosity as a superpower. Take a moment and think about the most successful people in the world. The Elon Musks, the Warren Buffetts, the Steve Jobs of the world. What do they all have in common? It's not just intelligence. It's not just work ethic. It's curiosity. Curiosity is what drives people to ask, why, and what if, instead of just accepting things as they are. It's what makes someone read a book when others are scrolling on their phones. It's what pushes someone to experiment, to explore, to question the status quo. And the most successful people in the world never stop being curious. Yet, most people lose their curiosity as they grow older. As children, we ask thousands of questions a day. But somewhere along the way, society teaches us that asking too many questions is annoying, that not knowing something is embarrassing, and that it's better to stay in our lane. This is a trap. The people who move ahead in life are the ones who never stop asking questions, never stop being fascinated by new ideas, and never stop exploring knowledge. So here's the challenge. Start questioning everything. When you hear a fact, ask yourself, how do I know this is true? When you see someone doing something impressive, don't assume they're just naturally talented. Ask, how did they get there? When someone tells you something is impossible, don't accept it. Ask, is it really? The more you embrace curiosity, the more doors will open for you. 3. Overcoming the fear of failure, the hidden blocker of growth. Most people don't fail because they aren't capable. They fail because they're too afraid to try. The fear of failure is what stops people from learning a new skill, from asking a question, from trying something different. They don't want to look stupid. They don't want to be embarrassed. And as a result, they remain stagnant. Here's the truth. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is the process of success. Every expert was once a beginner. Every master was once terrible at their craft. The difference is that they kept going. They saw failure not as a reason to quit, but as a stepping stone toward mastery. The moment you stop fearing failure, you become unstoppable. You start taking risks. You start learning faster. You start growing in ways you never imagined. So, the next time you fail at something, instead of thinking, "I'm terrible at this," ask yourself, what did this teach me? Because if you learn from your mistakes, they're no longer failures, they're lessons. The role of self-discipline in learning. If there's one thing that separates lifelong learners from the rest, it's self-discipline. Most people learn only when they feel like it. They wait for motivation to strike, but the ones who succeed make learning a daily habit even when they don't feel like it. Self-discipline is what makes someone read 10 pages a day instead of scrolling social media. It's what makes someone take an online course instead of watching TV. It's what separates those who wish they were smarter from those who actually become smarter. Here's the secret. Motivation fades, but habits last. If you want to stay ahead, make learning a non-negotiable part of your day. Even 20 minutes of focused learning every day can put you in the top 1% over time. If you take away one thing from this chapter, let it be this: the most powerful thing you can do is commit to never stopping your education. The moment you think you know enough is the moment you start falling behind. Stay curious, embrace failure, and make learning a lifelong habit. Because while 99% of people will stop learning after school, the 1% who keep learning will own the future. Will you be one of them? Chapter 2: The Power of Reading in Books. Imagine if you could access the greatest minds in history, the most revolutionary thinkers, the most successful entrepreneurs, all without leaving your home. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, it's not. It's the power of books. Every day, people across the world are discovering the next big breakthrough in personal growth, science, business, and philosophy, all from the pages of books. While most people scroll endlessly through social media or binge-watch TV shows, a small group of people has figured out a hidden truth that gives them an edge. They read. They read more than most. They read smarter, and they read to grow. But here's the kicker: you don't need a degree, a special connection, or a secret formula. All you need is the habit of reading consistently and thoughtfully. And you'll be ahead of 99% of people who believe that knowledge can only be gained through formal education or expensive experiences. This chapter is going to unlock the life-changing magic of reading and why it's one of the most underutilized yet most powerful tools for success. But it's more than just reading for the sake of reading. It's about reading with intention, absorbing knowledge, and applying what you learn to elevate your life in ways you can't even imagine right now. If you've ever wondered how the successful stay ahead, how entrepreneurs innovate, or how leaders keep growing, it all starts with reading. And if you commit to mastering this habit, you'll be tapping into the greatest secret weapon there is. Let's dive into why reading isn't just important, it's a game changer, and how, by understanding and embracing it, you'll stand out from the crowd, break through the noise, and become unstoppable. 1. Why the most successful people read daily. Have you ever wondered why some of the wealthiest, most successful people in the world, like Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, and Elon Musk, seem to be always reading? It's not just a pastime for them. It's their secret sauce for continuous growth. They read because they know that knowledge is power, and more specifically, knowledge is wealth. In fact, Warren Buffett has said that reading is the best investment you can make in yourself. He dedicates nearly 80% of his day to reading. Bill Gates reads about 50 books a year, and Elon Musk reportedly learned how to build rockets by reading books. These people don't just read for entertainment. They read to gain insights, expand their thinking, and stay ahead of the curve. The thing is, most people dismiss reading because they think they don't have the time or they can't fit it into their already busy lives. But successful people have mastered a key principle. Small, consistent habits compound over time. It's not about reading a book a day, but about consistently integrating reading into your routine. Whether it's reading a few pages in the morning, listening to audiobooks while commuting, or setting aside 20 minutes before bed. Here's a thought. What if you could gain the wisdom of the best minds in history without leaving your house, without spending thousands of dollars on courses, without needing to wait for a mentor? What if the most powerful insights for success were just a book away? Because they are. The moment you make reading a habit, you are opening the door to unlimited possibilities. Second, fiction versus non-fiction. What to read and why now? that we've established that reading is essential, you might be wondering, what should I be reading? The truth is, there's no one-size-fits-all answer, and that's a good thing. The world of books is vast, and depending on where you are in life, your goals and your interests, different types of books will serve you in different ways. Let's start with nonfiction books. These are the books that can directly teach you something, whether it's about business, personal development, psychology, history, or a skill like coding. Nonfiction books are great for practical knowledge and actionable strategies. They give you the tools you need to solve problems, make better decisions, and improve your life. Think of them as your personal blueprint for success. But don't underestimate the value of fiction either. Fiction has an unparalleled power to shape your imagination, help you understand human nature, and even improve your empathy. When you read a well-written novel, you are stepping into the lives of other people, experiencing their thoughts, emotions, and struggles. Fiction opens up new worlds and perspectives, expanding your mind and emotional intelligence in ways that nonfiction can't. So how do you decide what to read? Balance is key. Nonfiction is where you'll gather knowledge and practical insights, while fiction will help you develop creativity, emotional depth, and the ability to think outside the box. The most well-rounded readers often dive into both. 3. Speed reading and retention techniques. Read smarter, not harder. One of the biggest challenges people face when it comes to reading is time. Let's face it, life is busy. You have work, family, social obligations, and other responsibilities. So, how can you read more without feeling overwhelmed? The secret lies in reading smarter, not harder. Enter the world of speed reading. Speed reading isn't just about reading faster. It's about being more efficient with your time and comprehension. With the right techniques, you can read faster while retaining more information. Speed reading involves methods like skimming, chunking, and reducing subvocalization. That little voice in your head that says every word as you read. By practicing speed reading techniques, you can consume books at a faster pace and absorb more material in less time. But speed reading alone isn't enough. Retention is key. If you're reading 5 books a week, but forgetting everything by the time you finish the next one, what's the point? The goal isn't just to read more, it's to read and retain what you've learned. The best way to improve retention is to actively engage with the material. Take notes, highlight key points, teach what you've learned to someone else. Doing so will help you internalize the knowledge and make it easier to recall when you need it. The best books for personal growth. Investing in yourself. You may already know that reading is important, but the next question is, what should you read to ensure your growth? There are countless books out there, but not all of them will move the needle in the way you want them to. So, how do you choose books that will truly change your life? Start with books on personal development. Books like Atomic Habits by James Clear, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, and The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey are timeless classics that teach you how to improve your habits, mindset, and daily routines. These books will lay the foundation for long-term growth. Next, read books on business and entrepreneurship. Titles like The Lean Startup by Eric Ries and The Hard Thing About Hard Things by Ben Horowitz offer invaluable insights into building and running a successful business. They teach you how to navigate challenges, make difficult decisions, and stay focused on your goals. don't forget books that enhance your emotional intelligence and communication skills. Books like How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie and Emotional Intelligence by Daniel Goleman will help you build relationships, understand others, and communicate more effectively. These skills are crucial in every area of life, from your personal relationships to your professional endeavors. The key is to invest in books that will challenge your thinking, push you to grow, and help you become the best version of yourself. When you read with intention, you transform your mind and your life. 5. Building a reading habit. That lasts reading isn't just a hobby, it's a way of life. So, how do you make it a regular part of your routine? The key is consistency. The most successful readers don't read for hours every day. They simply read every day. Whether it's 20 minutes in the morning or 30 minutes before bed, setting aside time to read daily will help you form a lasting habit. Start small. Commit to reading for just 10 to 15 minutes a day and gradually increase it as you get more comfortable. Another important tip is to make reading enjoyable. If you don't enjoy what you're reading, it will feel like a chore. Choose books that fascinate you, that challenge you, that excite you. If you're not sure where to start, pick up a book that aligns with your interests or passions. You'll find yourself wanting to read more, and before you know it, you'll have built a lasting reading habit. Finally, track your progress. Keep a log of the books you've read and celebrate small victories. Whether it's finishing a chapter, finishing a book, or reaching a milestone, take pride in your journey as a reader. Reading is more than just an activity. It's a lifestyle, a pathway to personal growth, and a key to unlocking your full potential. If you're serious about staying ahead of 99% of people, reading should be at the core of your daily routine. Books hold the power to change your life, and the more you read, the more you'll grow, the more opportunities you'll create, and the more you'll thrive. So, the next time you have a few free minutes, instead of scrolling through your phone or watching TV, open a book. It's the small, consistent steps that will take you from where you are now to where you've always wanted to be. Ready to turn the page? Your future self will thank you. Chapter 3. The Power of Consistency and Small Daily Habits. Have you ever wondered why it seems like you're working so hard, putting in hours of effort, yet you're still not seeing the results you expect? You're doing everything right, or at least you think you are. You've set big goals. You've got a plan. You're motivated, at least most of the time. Yet, day after day, week after week, progress feels like it's crawling. The problem lies in one simple yet powerful concept that almost everyone overlooks: consistency. While most people think that success comes from bursts of motivation or grand heroic efforts, the real secret to achieving anything meaningful is small, daily actions performed consistently over time. That's the game changer. It's easy to get caught up in the allure of dramatic transformations or big wins, especially in the age of social media, where everyone seems to be sharing their huge breakthroughs. But the truth is, lasting success isn't built on those rare moments of inspiration. It's built on the small, seemingly insignificant actions you take each day. Those daily choices compound over time and create results you could never have imagined. This chapter is all about understanding the immense power of consistency and small habits. Because once you truly grasp this concept and implement it, you'll realize that the key to success was always within your reach. It just wasn't as glamorous or instant as you may have thought. But make no mistake, small daily habits have the power to change your life. 1. The myth of overnight success. We've all heard stories about people who seem to have achieved success overnight, whether it's the entrepreneur who suddenly strikes it rich, the athlete who becomes a champion seemingly without effort, or the social media influencer who skyrockets to fame. The media loves to glorify these stories, showing us the glitz, the glamour, the end result. But what they don't show you is the years of work, the countless failures, the hours of sacrifice, and, most importantly, the consistency behind the scenes that made these overnight successes possible. The truth is, there's no such thing as an overnight success. Every success story you hear is built on years of persistence, dedication, and small daily actions. The real magic happens in the hidden hours, when no one is watching, when there are no applause, when it's just you and your commitment to the process. This is where the power of consistency lies. We live in a world where we want immediate results. We're told that if we work hard, we should see the fruits of our labor quickly. But here's the thing: success doesn't work that way. The most successful people understand that real achievement takes time, and they've learned to trust the process. If you've ever felt frustrated because your progress isn't immediate, take a step back and think about the bigger picture. If you're doing the right things consistently, the results will come. It just takes patience and trust. The power of small habits. Why they matter more than big goals. It's easy to get obsessed with big goals. We all want to dream big, shoot for the stars, and envision ourselves at the top of the mountain. But there's a flaw in this mindset. Big goals can overwhelm you. They often seem so far out of reach that you might not even know where to start. That's where small habits come into play. Think of small habits as the building blocks of your future success. Small, consistent actions done daily may seem insignificant in the moment. They might even seem trivial. You might ask yourself, what's the point of writing 100 words a day? Does it even matter? The answer is a resounding yes. Here's why. Small habits compound over time. They might not seem like much at first, but if you stay consistent, they build momentum. One small action every day creates exponential results. The key is to start small, build momentum, and stay consistent. The beauty of small habits is that they don't require a huge time investment or a massive burst of motivation. They are sustainable and realistic. Over time, you'll realize that these tiny, everyday actions add up to something extraordinary. For example, if you were to read just 10 pages of a book every day, that might seem like a minimal effort. But in just 1 month, you would have read 300 pages. In a year, that would add up to over 3,600 pages, the equivalent of several books. Now imagine if you applied this to other areas of your life, whether it's fitness, learning a new skill, or personal growth. The results will astound you. Small habits aren't about doing something big right away. They're about making progress step by step. The compound effect is real, and it's working in the background every single day. 3. How to build a habit that lasts. Building a new habit isn't easy, but it's simpler than most people think. The secret is understanding that habits are built in the small moments. The more consistent you are, the easier it becomes. But like any new skill, it requires effort and patience in the beginning. Here's how you can build a habit that sticks. 1. Start small. Don't overwhelm yourself with huge goals right away. Focus on one tiny action you can do every single day. It could be as simple as reading for 10 minutes or going for a 5-minute walk. 2. Set a specific time and place. To make the habit stick, you need to set aside a specific time and place. This creates a routine and signals your brain that this is something important. 3. Be consistent. The key to building a lasting habit is consistency. The more often you repeat the action, the stronger the neural connections in your brain become. Eventually, the habit will become automatic. 4. Track your progress. Use a habit tracker, journal, or calendar to track your daily progress. This simple act reinforces the habit and makes it easier to stay on track. 5. Be patient. Habits take time to build. Don't expect immediate results. Focus on the process, not just the outcome. Celebrate your consistency, even if the results are slow to come. 6. Reward yourself. Every time you complete your habit, give yourself a small reward. This reinforces the behavior and motivates you to keep going. Building a new habit might feel challenging at first, but once you push through the initial discomfort, it becomes easier. Over time, these small actions will accumulate into monumental change. 4. Why willpower is overrated and what you should rely on instead. Most people think that achieving success requires sheer willpower, the ability to push through difficult moments, stay strong in the face of temptation, and never give up. While willpower can certainly help in the short term, it's not the key to long-term success. In fact, willpower is highly overrated. Here's why. Willpower is a finite resource. The more you rely on it, the more depleted it becomes. By the end of the day, after making countless decisions, your willpower is likely exhausted, and that's when you start making mistakes or slipping into bad habits. So, what's the secret to success if not willpower? Systems. The most successful people rely on systems to achieve their goals, not willpower. Systems are daily routines, structures, and habits that make the right actions easier and automatic. By putting these systems in place, you reduce the need for constant decision-making and willpower. For example, let's say you want to get fit. Rather than relying on sheer willpower to exercise every day, create a system. Schedule your workouts at the same time every day. Prepare your gym bag the night before, and commit to going even when you don't feel like it. Eventually, the system will take over, and you won't need to use willpower to push yourself anymore. The compound effect. How small actions lead to big results. The compound effect is the principle that small, consistent actions over time will result in enormous growth. This is the cornerstone of personal development and one of the most powerful concepts you can grasp. Consider this example. If you improve yourself by just 1% every day, you might think it's negligible at first. But after 1 year, that 1% improvement will compound, resulting in a 37 times improvement in your life. That's the power of the compound effect. It's not about huge leaps. It's about small, consistent actions that accumulate over time. The same principle applies to every area of life, whether it's building a business, learning a new skill, or improving your health. If you consistently make small improvements, you'll eventually reach levels that most people can only dream of. The road to success is not a sprint, it's a marathon. And the secret to winning that marathon isn't about taking big, bold steps every day. It's about taking small, consistent steps, day after day. The habits you build today will shape your future in ways you can't yet comprehend. If you want to stand out from the 99% of people who get lost in the noise, start small. Focus on building daily habits that align with your goals. Trust in the process. Stay consistent. And know that your success is not defined by the speed at which you go, but by the momentum you build along the way. Remember, success isn't about having a big burst of motivation one day. It's about showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it. The power of consistency will carry you further than any single moment of inspiration ever could. Chapter 4. The Hidden Power of Focus. How to cut through the noise and achieve anything. Have you ever felt like you're working tirelessly, but barely making progress? You start your day with big ambitions, only to find yourself distracted by endless notifications, emails, and the latest social media updates. Before you know it, hours have passed, and you've barely made a dent in what you plan to accomplish. Frustrating, isn't it? You're not alone. The modern world is designed to steal your attention. Every app, every social media platform, every email notification is a carefully engineered distraction meant to keep you hooked. Companies spend billions of dollars hiring the brightest minds in psychology and neuroscience to make sure you keep scrolling, keep clicking, and keep consuming. And while you might think you're in control, the truth is that your focus is under constant attack. But here's the hard truth. You can't achieve anything meaningful if you don't learn to control your focus. The most successful people in the world aren't necessarily the smartest or the most talented. They're simply the ones who have mastered the ability to focus on what truly matters. While most people are busy multitasking, chasing distractions, and reacting to every little thing that pops up, high achievers operate on a different level. They understand that deep, undisturbed focus is their superpower. If you feel like you're constantly spinning your wheels, if you find yourself getting distracted more than you'd like, if you know you have the potential for more but can't seem to get traction, this chapter will change everything. You're about to discover how to reclaim your focus, eliminate distractions, and finally, get results. 1. The truth about multitasking. Why it's killing your productivity. For years, we've been fed the lie that multitasking is a skill to be admired. Job descriptions proudly list ability to multitask as a requirement, and people love to boast about how they can juggle multiple things at once. But here's what the science actually says. Multitasking is a productivity killer. Your brain isn't wired to focus on multiple things simultaneously. What you're actually doing when you multitask is rapidly switching between tasks, and each time you do, there's a mental cost. Studies show that switching between tasks can reduce productivity by up to 40%. Even worse, frequent multitasking lowers your IQ, increases stress, and decreases your ability to think deeply. Think about the last time you were working on something important and your phone buzzed with a new notification. Even if you didn't open it right away, your mind was momentarily pulled away. It takes 23 minutes and 15 seconds to fully regain your focus after a distraction. Now multiply that by the dozens of times you get interrupted each day. It's no wonder most people feel like they're constantly busy, but never truly productive. If you want to be in the top 1% of high achievers, you must train yourself to single task. Focus on one thing at a time with full attention. When you do this, you'll accomplish more in 1 hour of deep work than most people do in an entire day of scattered, distracted effort. 2. The hidden enemy. Digital distractions and how they're stealing your life. Your phone is one of the most powerful tools ever created, but it's also one of the most dangerous. Social media, emails, and endless notifications are designed to hijack your attention. The more time you spend reacting to distractions, the less time you have for meaningful work. Here's a shocking fact. The average person checks their phone over 150 times a day. That means you're pulling your attention away from important tasks dozens of times every single hour. And once your attention is fragmented, it's nearly impossible to do deep, meaningful work. But it's not just phones. Open tabs, constant email pings, and even background TV noise all contribute to attention fragmentation. The result? You're always busy, but rarely productive. You feel mentally exhausted at the end of the day, but you've accomplished very little. The solution? Create a distraction-free environment. Turn off notifications. Your phone doesn't need to buzz every time someone likes your photo. Disable all non-essential notifications. Use the Do Not Disturb mode. When working on deep tasks, put your phone in airplane mode or enable Do Not Disturb. Set specific times for checking emails and messages. Instead of reacting all day, designate set times for communication. Work in focused blocks of time. Use the Pomodoro technique. Work for 50 minutes, then take a 10-minute break. This keeps your brain focused and prevents burnout. By controlling your digital environment, you reclaim hours of lost focus every day. And those hours, they add up to a lifetime of success. 3. The science of deep work. How to enter a state of unstoppable focus. There's a reason why some people can write best-selling books, build multi-million-dollar businesses, and master complex skills in record time. They've mastered the art of deep work. Deep work is the ability to focus without distraction for an extended period. It's when your mind is operating at full capacity, solving problems, creating, and making breakthroughs. This level of focus is where your best work happens. But deep work isn't something that just happens. You have to train for it. To enter deep work, 1. Eliminate distractions before you start. Find a quiet place, turn off notifications, and prepare your workspace. 2. Use a focus ritual. High achievers have routines that signal their brains it's time to focus. Whether it's making a cup of coffee, listening to a specific playlist, or setting a timer, create a ritual that tells your brain it's time to work. 3. Set a clear intention. Know exactly what you're working on. Vague goals like, I'll work on my business, don't work. Instead, be specific. I'll write the first 1,000 words of my book. 4. Time block your work. Give yourself a set amount of time to complete a task. Parkinson's law states that work expands to fill the time available, so set strict time limits. The more you practice deep work, the easier it becomes. And once you master it, you'll achieve in a few hours what takes others weeks. The power of saying no. How to guard your focus like a billionaire. One of the greatest skills you can develop is the ability to say no. Every time you say yes to something unimportant, you're saying no to something important. Billionaires and top performers guard their time like it's their most precious resource, because it is. They don't fill their schedules with pointless meetings, unnecessary commitments, or obligations that don't serve their goals. If you want to protect your focus, say no to distractions. Stop checking social media mindlessly. Say no to unnecessary meetings. Not every email requires a response. Not every meeting requires your presence. Say no to toxic people. Energy-draining people steal your focus and time. Protect your mental space. Your time and focus are non-renewable resources. Spend them wisely. The world is divided into two types of people, the distracted many and the focused few. Most people will go through life reacting, letting their attention be controlled by external forces and wondering why they never achieve their goals. But a small percentage, the focused few, will break free. If you want to be among the top 1% in your field, if you want to achieve results that most people only dream of, then mastering focus isn't optional, it's essential. Starting today, make a commitment. Reclaim your focus. Eliminate distractions. Say no to what doesn't serve you. Become intentional with your time. Do this, and you'll accomplish more in 1 year than most people do in a lifetime. Are you ready to step into the world of unstoppable focus? Your success depends on it. Chapter 5. The Secret Weapon of High Achievers, the Art of Self-Discipline. You've probably felt it before, that sudden surge of motivation, the kind that makes you want to transform your life overnight. Maybe it was after watching an inspiring video, reading a powerful book, or hearing about someone else's success. You told yourself, this time, I'm really going to do it. And for a few days, maybe even a couple of weeks, you did. You woke up early, hit the gym, started that project, avoided distractions, and felt unstoppable. But then, almost without realizing it, something happened. One day you woke up and felt a little tired. You told yourself, skipping one day won't hurt. Then 1 day turned into 2, then 3. Soon you weren't just skipping. You were back to square one, feeling frustrated, wondering why you always seem to fall off track. The cycle repeats. And the worst part, each failure makes you trust yourself less. This is the harsh reality of motivation. It's unreliable. It comes in waves, lifting you up one moment and vanishing the next, leaving you stranded. And this is exactly why most people never achieve long-term success. They rely on motivation when what they truly need is self-discipline. Discipline is the invisible force behind every high achiever. It's the ability to show up even when you don't feel like it, to stick to the plan despite temptations, to do the work when no one is watching. While the majority of people are waiting for the next burst of motivation, the most successful individuals have already mastered the ability to push forward, rain or shine. This chapter will break down why self-discipline is your most powerful tool and how to develop it so you can break free from the cycle of failure once and for all. If you've ever wondered why some people seem to achieve so much, while others struggle for years with little progress, this is the missing piece. The secret isn't talent. It isn't intelligence. It isn't even luck. It's the ability to be disciplined when motivation runs out. 1. The myth of motivation. Why it's failing. Most people believe motivation is the key to success. They think that if they could just feel more motivated, they would finally be able to take action. But motivation is a liar. It's fleeting, inconsistent, and dependent on external factors. You might wake up one day feeling inspired and ready to take on the world, but the next day, you're tired, overwhelmed, or just not in the mood. Motivation is like a fire fueled by excitement. It burns brightly at first, but quickly dies down if it's not constantly fed. This is why so many people start strong, but never finish. They believe the problem is with their motivation, so they keep searching for ways to stay inspired. They listen to motivational speeches, read self-help books, and seek out stories of success, hoping to recapture that initial spark. But no matter how many times they try, they eventually hit the same wall. The truth is, success isn't about how motivated you feel on any given day. It's about what you do when you don't feel like it. Self-discipline is the ability to keep going despite how you feel. It's the skill that separates those who achieve great things from those who only dream about them. If you keep waiting for motivation, you'll be stuck forever. The key is learning how to take action without needing motivation at all. 2. How self-discipline works. The science behind it. Self-discipline isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. It's like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. But just like muscles, if you don't use it, it weakens. At its core, self-discipline is about overriding short-term desires for long-term gains. Your brain is wired for immediate gratification. It wants pleasure now, not later. That's why it's easier to watch Netflix than to work on your goals, easier to sleep in than to hit the gym, and easier to scroll through social media than to read a book. Your brain doesn't care about your future success. It only cares about comfort in the present moment. But here's the good news. You can rewire your brain to favor discipline over instant gratification. Every time you choose discipline over temptation, you strengthen the neural pathways that make disciplined behavior easier in the future. At first, it feels difficult, but with consistency, it becomes second nature. The key is to start small and gradually increase your discipline over time. Just like you wouldn't go from lifting 0 weights to bench pressing 300 pounds overnight, you can't expect to become perfectly disciplined in a day. It's a process that requires practice, but once you develop it, you become unstoppable. The no excuse rule: how to eliminate the habit of justifying laziness. Excuses are the enemy of self-discipline. Every time you make an excuse, you reinforce the habit of avoiding discomfort. If you keep telling yourself, "I'll start tomorrow, I'm too tired today," or "It's just one time," you're training your brain to accept failure as normal. The most disciplined people have a simple rule: no excuses. They don't allow themselves to negotiate with laziness. They don't debate whether or not they feel like doing something. They just do it. To eliminate excuses, create a non-negotiable mindset. Instead of deciding each day whether or not you'll take action, make it automatic. If you've committed to working out, you work out no matter what. If you've decided to write every day, you write every day, even if you don't feel inspired. The moment you start making excuses, you start losing control. A useful trick? Don't think, just do. The longer you allow yourself to debate whether or not you should take action, the more likely you are to procrastinate. So, remove the decision-making process entirely. If it's on your schedule, it gets done. No discussion. 4. The pain of regret versus the pain of discipline. Here's a hard truth. You will experience pain either way. If you lack discipline, you'll feel the pain of regret, the disappointment of knowing you could have done better, but didn't. You'll feel it when you look back at the opportunities you wasted, the potential you never reached, the time you can't get back. The pain of regret is deep, long-lasting, and impossible to erase. On the other hand, discipline has its own pain, the temporary discomfort of pushing yourself when you don't feel like it. But unlike the pain of regret, this pain is short-lived and leads to something greater. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you move one step closer to the life you want. Every difficult decision, every moment of resistance, every small act of discipline compounds over time, creating results beyond what you thought was possible. So ask yourself, which pain do you want to live with? The pain of temporary effort or the pain of lifelong regret? Self-discipline isn't just about working hard. It's about creating a life of freedom. The more disciplined you are today, the more options you'll have in the future. The more you train yourself to stay focused, push through discomfort, and eliminate excuses, the more power you'll have over your life. Starting today, make a commitment. Stop relying on motivation. Stop making excuses. Stop giving yourself permission to fail. Instead, become the kind of person who does what needs to be done, no matter what. Because at the end of the day, success isn't about who has the most talent or the best opportunities. It's about who has the discipline to show up every single day and do the work. Chapter 6. The Ultimate Power Move: Mastering Consistency to Dominate Life. You've done it before. You started something new, whether it was a workout routine, a business idea, or a self-improvement habit, and for the first few days, you were on fire. You were unstoppable, filled with excitement and ambition. You told yourself, "This time will be different. This time, I'll stick with it." But then, somewhere along the way, life got in the way. Maybe you got too busy. Maybe the results weren't coming fast enough. Maybe you just lost interest. And just like that, another goal slipped through your fingers. Now, take a step back and think about all the things you've started but never finished. If you had followed through on even half of them, where would you be today? How much progress would you have made? It's painful to think about, isn't it? But here's the brutal truth. Consistency is the single biggest factor that separates successful people from those who stay stuck. It's not talent. It's not luck. It's not intelligence. It's the ability to show up and put in the work day after day, even when you don't feel like it, even when you're tired, even when progress feels slow. The reason most people fail is not because they're incapable, but because they give up too soon. They expect instant results, and when they don't see them, they quit. But success isn't about making massive progress in a single day. It's about making small, steady improvements over a long period. And the best part? Once you master consistency, success becomes inevitable. If you've ever struggled to stick with something long enough to see real results, this chapter is going to change everything. By the time you finish reading, you'll understand exactly why consistency is your most powerful tool and how to use it to dominate every area of your life. 1. The hidden power of small, repeated actions. Most people believe that success comes from taking massive action. They think they need to work 18-hour days, make huge sacrifices, and push themselves to the limit. But in reality, success is the result of small actions, repeated consistently over time. It's not about going all in for a week or a month. It's about what you do every single day. Think about it like this. Imagine you have two people. One person reads for 20 minutes a day. The other person doesn't read at all. After one day, the difference between them is nothing. After a week, it's still barely noticeable. But after a year, one person has read dozens of books, while the other has read none. After 5 years, one person has gained an enormous amount of knowledge, while the other is exactly where they started. The same principle applies to fitness, business, relationships, and personal growth. The small choices you make daily, whether positive or negative, compound over time and create your future. If you improve by just 1% every day, you will be 37 times better after 1 year. That's the power of consistency. But the problem? Most people don't have the patience to stick with something long enough to see this compounding effect. They want results now. When they don't see immediate rewards, they assume it's not working and give up. They never realize that the biggest breakthroughs come from staying consistent long enough for the magic to happen. If you can shift your mindset to focus on long-term consistency rather than short-term intensity, you'll set yourself apart from 99% of people. Because while most people are busy chasing quick wins, you'll be quietly building unstoppable momentum. 2. Why you lose motivation and how to overcome it. One of the biggest reasons people struggle with consistency is that they rely too much on motivation. They start something new, feel excited at first, but the moment that excitement fades, they stop showing up. But here's what you need to understand. Motivation is temporary, but discipline and consistency are permanent. You will not always feel motivated. You will have days where you don't want to do the work, where you're tired, frustrated, or bored. If you let your emotions dictate your actions, you will never achieve anything significant. The secret is to stop making decisions based on how you feel and start making them based on what needs to be done. Here's how to break free from the motivation trap and stay consistent. Commit to a schedule, not a goal. Instead of saying, "I'll work out 3 times a week," say, "I will work out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 a.m. When you make something a part of your schedule, you remove the decision-making process and make it automatic. Use the 2-day rule. Never let yourself skip 2 days in a row. Missing 1 day is fine, but if you miss 2, you're building a new habit of quitting. Redefine success. Instead of focusing on big outcomes, focus on showing up. If your goal is to write a book, don't measure success by how many pages you finish. Measure success by whether you wrote today. If you stop relying on motivation and start relying on systems, you will never have to worry about staying consistent again. 3. How to create unbreakable habits that stick for life. Most people fail to stay consistent because they approach habits the wrong way. They try to force themselves to change overnight, using sheer willpower to stick with something new. But willpower is like a battery. It drains quickly. The key to making habits last is to make them so easy they feel effortless. Here's how to build habits that actually stick. 1. Start ridiculously small. If you want to start reading, don't commit to reading for an hour a day. Commit to reading 1 page a day. If you want to work out, start with just 1 push-up. Making habits easy in the beginning eliminates resistance. 2. Attach new habits to existing ones. The easiest way to create a new habit is to attach it to something you already do. For example, if you already drink coffee every morning, use that as a trigger to read for 5 minutes. If you brush your teeth every night, do 5 push-ups right after. 3. Use visual cues. Keep your habits visible. If you want to drink more water, keep a water bottle on your desk. If you want to play the guitar more, leave it in the middle of the room instead of in a case. The more visible a habit is, the more likely you are to do it. Track your progress. There's a psychological effect called the Seinfeld strategy, where you mark an X on a calendar every day you complete a habit. The goal is simple. Don't break the chain. Seeing your streak grow becomes motivation to keep going. By making your habits easy, obvious, and trackable, you remove the struggle of staying consistent and make progress automatic. If you take nothing else from this chapter, remember this: success is not about intensity. It's about consistency. The people who achieve the most in life aren't the ones who work the hardest for a short period. They're the ones who show up every day no matter what. They don't wait for motivation. They don't let setbacks stop them. They don't quit just because progress feels slow. From now on, commit to playing the long game. Choose one thing you want to be consistent with and focus on doing it daily, even in small amounts. Don't chase fast results. Chase daily progress. Because over time, those small efforts will add up to something extraordinary. In the end, the choice is yours. Will you be like the majority, constantly starting and stopping, stuck in a loop of inconsistency? Or will you become one of the rare few who show up every day, build unstoppable habits, and dominate life? The answer to that question will determine your future. Chapter 7. The Hidden Formula of the 1%. How to Think and Act Like Ultra-Successful People. Have you ever looked at wildly successful people and wondered, what do they know that I don't? Why do some people seem to rise effortlessly, while others spend years struggling, barely making any progress? It's not just about money, intelligence, or connections, because if that were the case, every wealthy heir or genius would be dominating life. But they're not. There's something deeper at play, something hidden in plain sight. And the truth is, the ultra-successful, the top 1% in any field, think and act completely differently from the majority. They don't follow the rules that society teaches. They don't settle for what's given. They don't allow distractions to dictate their focus. They operate on a completely different level of mindset, habits, and execution. The real reason most people stay stuck in mediocrity is that they unknowingly follow a script that keeps them average. They think the way the masses think. They adopt limiting beliefs that keep them playing small. They follow routines that never lead to real breakthroughs. And as a result, they stay exactly where they are, watching others succeed while wondering why their own efforts aren't paying off. But here's the game changer. You don't have to be born into success to access this mindset. You don't need a privileged background, an Ivy League education, or a massive bank account. What you need is to learn the way the ultra-successful think and start applying those strategies to your own life. This chapter will break down the mindset shifts, habits, and decision-making frameworks that separate the top 1% from everyone else. If you absorb and apply what you're about to read, you will never think or operate the same way again. 1. The 1% think in terms of leverage, not just hard work. Most people believe that the only way to get ahead is to work harder. They think that if they just grind longer hours, push themselves to the limit, and hustle nonstop, they'll eventually break through. But this is a lie. The ultra-successful don't just work harder, they work smarter and with leverage. Leverage means doing more with less. It means using systems, tools, and people to multiply your results. It means understanding that brute force effort alone will never be enough. Think about this. If working hard was the only factor in success, then construction workers, factory employees, and janitors, some of the hardest working people in the world, would be the wealthiest. But they're not. Meanwhile, billionaires like Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk aren't spending 16 hours a day doing manual labor. They've mastered leverage, using resources, teams, capital, and technology to create exponential impact with minimal effort. The key to escaping the trap of average is to stop trading your time directly for money or progress. Instead, start asking, how can I multiply my results without multiplying my effort? This could mean building systems that automate repetitive tasks, delegating or outsourcing low-value work so you can focus on high-impact activities, investing in assets, stocks, real estate, businesses that generate income without requiring your time. Learning high-leverage skills like sales, leadership, or coding that create disproportionate value. If you continue thinking in terms of direct effort, if I want to make more money, I need to work longer hours, you will always be limited by time. But if you shift to leverage-based thinking, your potential becomes limitless. 2. The 1% make decisions based on logic, not emotion. Average people make decisions emotionally. They let fear stop them from taking risks. They let temporary feelings dictate their actions. They procrastinate because they don't feel like it. They hesitate because they're afraid of failure. And as a result, they stay stuck in the same place year after year. The ultra-successful operate differently. They understand that feelings are unreliable, but logic and strategy win every time. Instead of asking, "Do I feel like doing this?" they ask, "What's the smartest move to make right now, regardless of how I feel?" They understand that success requires making rational, strategic decisions instead of being driven by emotions. For example, they invest in themselves even when it's uncomfortable, because they know that education and skill building pay off long term. They take risks when the upside is greater than the downside, instead of staying paralyzed by fear. They cut out distractions without hesitation, because they know that focus is more valuable than entertainment. If you want to elevate your thinking to the level of the ultra-successful, start practicing detachment from emotions when making decisions.